Hi everyone and welcome to our GCSE maths video on quadratics. In this video we're going to be looking at how we can factorize simple quadratics. In our next video we will be looking at harder quadratic expressions such that the ones with a coefficient in front of x squared. But in this video we're going to be looking at the ones which are simpler and the coefficient in front of the x squared is just 1. So we've got 4 examples coming up. Our first example is factorize x squared plus 10x plus 25. Now the easiest way to tackle this question is you need to think about the factors of 25 which sum to 10. So first thing first, write down all the factors of 25. So you need to think of the factors of the last number, in this case 25, that sum to the middle number, positive 10. Okay, so factors of 25. So factors of 25, we've got 1 and 25. 2 it doesn't go, 3 no, 4 no, we've got 5 and 5. And that's it. These are the factors of 25. Now, which of these two factors sum to positive 10? 1 and 25 sum to 26, 5 and 5 sum to 10. So we're going to use this pair. We're going to use 5 and 5. Okay, and when we're factorizing, it's the opposite of expanding. So if you've looked at expanding brackets, we take 2 pairs of brackets and multiply everything inside one pair to everything inside the other pair. When we're factorizing, we're taking this expression and we are splitting it up into its brackets. In other words, it's pair of brackets like this. And because we've got a positive x squared, that means we're going to have an x in both brackets. And then we've got our 2 terms which we have selected out, 5 and 5. So we're just going to add positive 5, positive 5. So our factorized version of this quadratic is x plus 5 and x plus 5. Now, to check our answer is correct, all we need to do is expand this bracket out and we should get this quadratic here. So just to check our answer, x multiplied by x is x squared, x multiplied by positive 5 is positive 5x, 5 multiplied by x is another positive 5x, and 5 multiplied by 5 is positive 25. Simplifying that is x squared, 5x add 5x is 10x, add 10x, add 25. And that is the same as this, so we know that our factorized brackets are indeed correct. So whenever we're tackling a question like this, always remember that you need to write down the factors of the last number. So in this case it's 25, so you write down the factors of 25. And then from the factors you have written down, you need to select the pair which sums to the middle number, which adds up to the middle number. Okay. Next question I've got over here. Pause the video, have a go. Okay. So when we're factorizing this same concept, you need to write down the factors of the last number. So positive 6. So factors of 6. So we've got 1 and 6, we've got 2 and 3. Those are the only factors of 6. Now we need to decide which one adds to positive 7. So which one adds to positive 7? Okay. If we look at 2 and 3, 2 and 3 adds up to 5. So it's not going to be that. 1 and 6, however, adds up to 7. So we are going to be using 1 and 6. Okay. Now, because we are factorizing, we are putting this quadratic expression back into its brackets. So we need our 2 brackets like this. We've got our 2 brackets, and because it's x squared, we're going to have an x in each of the brackets like that. And we're going to have 1 and 6. So we're going to have positive 1, positive 6. Okay, to check our answer, we can expand the brackets. So x multiplied by x is x squared. X multiplied by 6 is positive 6x. 1 multiplied by x is just x, so add x. And then 1 multiplied by 6 is add 6. Simplifying that, x squared, 6x, add x is 7x, so add 7x. And then you've got the add 6 at the end. Okay, and that's the same as this, so we know that this is correct. Okay, so we've looked at two simple ones there, and that's simple. The reason being, it's because the operation signs in both cases are adds. Things get a bit more difficult when these operation signs turn into minuses. That way you're working with negative numbers. Okay, I've got another two examples. So it says factorize x squared minus 8x plus 7. Now it's the same concept. Look for two numbers which multiply to give you the final number, but this time they add to give you negative 8. So this time you're playing around with your negative combinations. Okay, so we need factors of 7. Factors of 7 first. Okay, and there's only one possible thing, so we've got 1 and 7. The reason being is 7 is a prime number. So we've got 1 and 7. So that means we will have to use this 1 and 7. Now, because we've got a negative here, we need to think which number will be negative and which number will be positive. So out of this, one of the numbers has to be negative and one of them has to be positive. Okay, or they can both be negative as well. Okay, but you need to look at the combination and think which one will get you, when multiplied, positive 7 and when added, negative 8. Okay, so before we go to the answer, there's some rules that you need to know. When multiplying negative numbers, when you multiply a negative to a negative, that will get you a positive answer. Okay, so negative multiplied to a negative will get you a positive answer. Negative multiplied to a positive will get you a negative answer. A positive multiplied by a negative will get you a negative answer. And finally, a positive and a positive will get you a positive answer. Okay, now we need to try all the combinations for this. So if this was -1, add 7, that's going to give us 6. That's not what we're looking for. If this was -7 and 1, that's going to get us -6. That's still not what we're looking for. That must mean that both the numbers must be negative. So we've got -1, add -7. That will get us -8. Okay, so we've worked our combination that's going to give us -8 when we're adding them together. For that to happen, both of the numbers must be negative. -1 add -7 gives you -8. Now, if we multiply -1 to -7, does that get us positive 7? Well, yes, it does, because our rules that we just wrote down, a negative multiplied by a negative gives us a positive. So that means -1 multiplied by -7 gives us positive 8. And -1 add -7 gives us -8. So we know the combination we're going to use is -1 and -7. Okay, so again, we have our bracket set out. However, this time we're going to be using negative numbers. So we've got -1 in one bracket and we've got -7 in the other bracket. And to check our answer, we can expand this out and we should get this quadratic here. Okay, Final question. Pause the video, have a go. Okay, so as you can see, it's not X always. Don't get confused if it's a different letter. In this case, it's N, but it can't be X every time. Okay, same concepts. Okay, think about the numbers which multiply to get 18. Don't worry about the negative right now. Okay, so the factors of 18. You've got 1 and 18, you've got 2 and 9, you've got 3 and 6, and that's it. These are all the factors of 18. Okay, and now let's not worry about the negative numbers for now. Which pair has a difference of 3? Okay, think about that. Which pair has a difference of 3? Okay, 1 and 18 has a difference of 17. So difference of 17. 2 and 9 has a difference, I'm just going to write diff for short, of 7. 3 and 6 has a difference of 3. And that's what we're looking for. Because the middle number is 3, we're looking for the pair which has a difference of 3. So we are going to be using this pair here, 3 and 6. Now we need to decide which numbers are going to be negative and which numbers are going to be positive. Now, just a thing that I want to bring up now, whenever the last number is positive and the middle number is negative, both your numbers in your brackets will be negative. Okay, so when we've got a positive number at the end and we've got a negative number in the middle, both your numbers are going to be negative. However, in this case, both our numbers are negative, so that means both our numbers in our brackets are not going to be negative. Okay, so now we've done the hard part. We've selected our numbers, 3 and 6. You now need to think which number will be negative and which one will be positive. Okay, you need these numbers in some way to sum to -3 and multiply to -18. Okay, so we've got 3 and 6. Okay, let's try all the combinations. We've got -3, +6. We've got -6, +3, or both of them negative. -3 add -6. -3 add -6. -3 add 6 gives us +3. -6 add 3 gives us -3, and -3 add -6 gives us -9. We're looking for -3, so that means we're going to use this combination, -6 and +3. All we do now is put the numbers into our brackets. So we're factorizing, so we have 2 pairs of brackets because it's x squared, sorry, not x, it's n. Make sure you don't make that mistake. It's n and not x. Many people tend to do that. As you can see, I've done that, but it's n. Okay, and in one bracket you can put -6, and in the other you can put +3. Okay, and we've got that as our final answer. If you expand your brackets, you should get the original quadratic that we factorized out. And that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. And one last thing, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell.